What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Today we've got the Master Liquid ML360R RGB. As you guys know, I just updated the computer a little bit ago and I have a 240 rad on the CPU in there, and it hovers right around 40 degrees C. Well, actually more like 45, I guess, idle. So I wanted to try and get that down a little bit, and I figured another 120 millimeters of radiator space could possibly do that. Below 47, 45 Celsius, just idle would be a nice thing, and I might be able to overclock it a little bit more. So let's hop right into this thing, see what we get. Okay, so what all do we get? Of course, we get 3 coolermaster RGB fans that come with the fan header as well as a RGB header. And this is completely compatible with Asus Aura Sync, which is what we have. We got some literature. Of course, the cooler. Look how big that rad is. Woo! Should get some pretty good cooling out of that. But there's the block. The nice part about the block that I found out with the 240 rad is that this piece pops off. See, it says Cooler Master on it. You can actually turn that depending on which way your block is on there. No pre-applied thermal paste. This also has the pump header and an RGB header. And then what else do you get with this? You get a whole plethora of things. So you get a bunch of adapter cables. You get your mounting hardware. You get a little tube of coolermaster thermal paste, which is always good. This thing's pretty nice. It will let you take all 3 of the fans on the 360 rad down to 1 fan header, which helps out a whole lot when it comes to routing. Along with the fan head splitter, you get an RGB splitter, which takes it from 1 to 5 different heads. I don't know what you need all those heads for with 3 fans. This is compatible with Intel and AMD both. A bunch of adapters, which I think is pretty cool to have when it comes to adapting to the different RGB controllers. So you get some extenders, and then you have another splitter to be able to comply with Gigabyte or ASRock Asus M&I. So we'd plug this side into our motherboard, and then this side would go into the fan splitter. Then we have a USB 2 that would connect to our controller if we were using that, so that we could use the program software. So we don't need to worry about that. Also, if you're using this switch is pretty neat. It can take the reset switch and convert it to be able to, you press the reset switch and it cycles through the different RGB modes, as well as taking power from a fan to a fan and have it addressable. This is just a RGB addressable extension, and then a USB micro B connector. So that's everything you get with it, which is pretty cool. It's a lot of stuff to be able to make sure that what you are connecting to works, so you don't have to deal with 3 separate RGB connections, which I think is really, really cool, coolermaster. So as you can see here, I have Prime 95 here on the right side, and I have my hardware monitor here on the left side. So here we have our CPU voltage, our temperature for the package, power going to each node, and then our currents and our clocks. And all I'm really worried about is the package temperatures. And so we can see our package temperature right here. So you can see pretty much at idle, we're at 59C, 138F. Our minimum while this thing was opened up was 51. Let me open up Task Manager. Our Task Manager is showing only 16% using right now at 4 gigahertz. So what that says to me is that we can come down. So right now it's at 59. The max it was at 81. And the minimum at 51. We're going to clear our min-max, and then we're going to start up Prime 95 on a torture test, and then you'll see we're spiking up 74, 75, and it'll get up to about 78 or so.
and we're running at 99% CPU at 4.06 gigahertz. Haven't been able to get it much above that. It won't go much higher, which I don't get. There's 77. There's 78 right there. Yep, and that's about where it maxes out at, is 78C. But my real worry is this 59 minimum. I feel like it should be able to get a bit lower. So we're going to go ahead and pull out this 240 rad and put in that 360 rad.
I think we are ready to install.
Right, so installed the new 360 rad, and I've actually been letting Prime 95 run for a while now. Started the workers at 126 and it's now 9:46, 8.5 hours almost. If we go back over to our package temp, right now we're sitting at 80 while it's running. Our lowest we got down to 33 when I started this guy up, and our highest was 88. So I think that's pretty good. If we go ahead and stop this test, let's see where it goes down to. They're all stopping. We see immediately it's starting to go down to almost 60. And now we're down to 52. It's actually higher idle than I wanted. But with this new one, I had to move the rad into the front. And the air's kind of choking. I don't know. I'll let it run overnight. Just idle. And I'll see what it comes back to in the morning. And we'll go from there. Funny thing. Oh, it just hopped up again. I turned off OBS and it went down to 45 C. So with OBS on and recording, it ramped up quite a bit pretty quickly. Huh.
What? Tomorrow?
Good morning. It is now 5:50 of the next morning. I told you I was going to leave the computer on overnight just to see what low it got down to. And as you can see here, our minimum was 33. Now it's down to 31. Idling less than 45 was our goal. And we got about 15 degrees further down. Now as soon as I open up OBS, it pops right up to 49, 50-ish degrees. Well, when I start recording, that is. So I guess I won't be able to show you that by itself. Looks like this 360 rad is doing what I wanted it to at 4100 megahertz, 4.1 gigahertz. That was the unboxing and the installation and direct result of changing from a 240 rad to a 360 rad on an AMD Ryzen 2700X. Thanks for watching. See ya.